Ever had trouble sleeping? Well, count yourself lucky you weren't born in medieval times. These folks had some seriously wild ideas about sleep, from drinking poison to napping in coffins. Let's explore some sleep hacks that definitely wouldn't fly today. Here's something that'll blow your mind. Medieval people didn't sleep through the night like we do. They had this weird two-part sleep schedule called biphasic sleep. They'd hit the hay around sunset, sleep for about 4 hours, then wake up for a couple hours in the middle of the night. They'd use this midnight break to pray, chat with neighbors, or even visit friends. Then they'd go back to sleep until sunrise. Sounds crazy, right? But here's the kicker. Trying this today would be a disaster. Our modern world runs on a strict 9 to 5 schedule, and good luck explaining to your boss why you were up at 2 a.m. visiting the neighbors instead of getting your normal 8 hours of shut-eye. Speaking of wild medieval sleep hacks, let's talk about their bedtime drinks, and I'm not talking about chamomile tea. These folks were mixing up some seriously sketchy sleep potions. The star ingredient? Deadly Nightshade. Yeah, you heard that right. The same plant that can kill you. They'd mix it with other herbs like henbane and mandrake, creating what they called dwale. Think of it as a medieval knockout drug that could either send you to dreamland or, the permanent kind of sleep. The craziest part? Doctors actually prescribed this stuff. They'd carefully measure out tiny amounts, hoping to hit that sweet spot between just enough to make you sleepy and oops, too much. Talk about risky bedtime routines. Here's a medieval sleep trend that would make modern interior designers cringe. Sleeping in coffin-shaped beds. But medieval nobles weren't trying to live out their vampire fantasies. They genuinely believed sleeping flat on your back would send your soul straight to heaven if you died in your sleep. Plus, these box-like beds helped keep them toasty in those freezing stone castles. They'd stuff the sides with straw and heavy curtains, creating a cozy mini-room within their bedroom. Some even thought sleeping coffin-style would scare away evil spirits, because apparently demons would mistake them for already dead and move on to their next victim. Talk about taking rest in peace a bit too literally. Ready for some medieval midnight snacks that'll make your midnight pizza runs look totally normal? These folks had some truly bizarre ideas about sleep-inducing foods. Their go-to insomnia cure? Moldy bread. They thought the fuzzy green stuff had magical sleep powers. Spoiler alert, it was probably just food poisoning making them pass out. But wait, it gets better. Raw onions were another popular bedtime snack. They'd slice them up and put them under their pillows, believing the smell would knock them out cold. And if that didn't work, they'd chow down on lettuce soaked in vinegar or munch on poppy seeds mixed with honey. I mean, I get hangry at night too, but this is taking it to a whole new level. You think your lavender-scented pillow spray is fancy? Medieval folks took sleep aromatherapy to a whole new level of dangerous with their prayer pillows. They'd stuff these special pillows with a mix of herbs that would make modern toxicologists scream. We're talking wolfsbane, hemlock, and even mercury-soaked flowers. The idea was that these toxic cocktails would help you drift off while the prayers stitched into the pillowcase protected you from the poison. Here's a fun fact. Some people believed the stronger the herbs smell, the more powerful its spiritual protection. So they'd basically knock themselves out with toxic fumes while praying for a good night's sleep. Talk about faith in action. Here's a medieval sleep quirk that'll make your neck hurt just thinking about it. Nobody wanted to sleep lying flat. They'd prop themselves up at weird angles with stacks of pillows, basically sleeping sitting up like modern airplane passengers. Why? They were terrified that lying flat would let evil spirits slide down their throats while they slept. Some people even believed that demons would mistake them for corpses and steal their souls. The really paranoid folks would tie ropes to their bedposts and hang on to them all night, sleeping at a 45-degree angle. I guess you could say medieval people really took sleep posture to new heights. Ready for the most hardcore sleep aid ever invented? Medieval doctors had this brilliant idea that draining your blood would help you sleep better. They'd slice open your veins right before bedtime, letting the bad blood drain out until you felt woozy. Their logic? Too much blood made you restless, so less blood equals better sleep. They'd even match the bloodletting spot to your specific sleep problem. Neck cuts for racing thoughts, ankle cuts for leg cramps. The best part? If you passed out from blood loss, they'd count that as a success. Doctors would brag about their patients sleeping like babies, conveniently leaving out the part where they nearly killed them. And you thought your melatonin gummies were intense. Okay, medieval dream catchers make modern ones look like child's play. These things were straight up dangerous. People would hang metal chains with razor-sharp hooks around their beds, believing they'd catch evil spirits. Some even rigged up elaborate systems of bells and blades that could swing down at the slightest movement. The idea? Demons would get tangled up and slice themselves to pieces. But guess who usually got caught in these bedroom booby traps? Yep, the sleepers themselves. Imagine stumbling to the bathroom at night and walking face first into a web of rusty metal. These DIY demon traps caused so many accidents that some towns actually banned them. But people kept using them anyway. They'd rather risk tetanus than face their nightmares. Get ready for the most extreme medieval sleep hack yet. Monks who thought sleeping on ice was the fast track to holiness. This wild trend started when some monastery bigshot claimed cold sleeping helped fight sinful urges. Soon monks were hauling blocks of ice into their cells during winter, creating the world's first and most dangerous cooling mattresses. They'd lay a straw over the ice, throw down a thin blanket and boom, instant freezing bed. Some even competed to see who could sleep on the coldest setup. Surprise, surprise. This didn't end well. Hypothermia became a regular guest at morning prayers, and more than a few monks never woke up. Talk about chilling devotion. Let's talk about medieval alarm clocks. And trust me, your phone's annoying beep is nothing compared to these. Rich folks hired knocker-uppers, people who tap on their windows with super long poles to wake them up. Sounds simple, right? Well, these professional wake-up artists sometimes mixed up their clients' windows, leading to some awkward and occasionally deadly situations. One knocker-upper in London accidentally woke up a knife-throwing performer who slept with his weapons. And if you couldn't afford a human alarm clock, you'd play rooster roulette, keeping a bunch of roosters and hoping at least one would crow at the right time. The really desperate folks would drink massive amounts of water before bed, using their full bladders as nature's alarm. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through medieval sleep habits. If you enjoyed learning about these crazy bedtime stories, smash that like button and subscribe for more historical weirdness. Share with your friends. They'll never complain about insomnia again.